All right. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, dear.
So, welcome everyone once again. And I am live with Mrs Jayashree Krishnan. She's principal of City Montessori School, Rajendra, Nagar, Lucknow. So, welcome, Jayshree, ma'am.
Thank you, dear. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
मैम आपकी आवाज थोड़ी सी ब्रेक हो रही है, थोड़ी सी ब्रेक होके आई मुझे आपकी आवाज.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's absolutely.
Yeah. Right. So thank you so much for opportunity. I hope that this very-
Yeah. So should we start with our questions, Jayshree, ma'am?
of course, dear.
ओके तो मैम पहला मेरा क्वेश्चन कि ये जो स्कूल रीओपन हुए हैं 18 मंथ्स के बाद सो आर देयर एनी इश्यूज और आर देयर एनी हिंड्रेंसेस faced by teachers in this reopened schools scenario?
Yeah. We bring forward what has gone backwards.
Yeah.
Children have all gone months backward. The teacher over that backward stride that it has taken. So it is a challenge for all the teachers to bring back the classroom.
So I think pandemic के time में teachers के अपने I mean I think that they have really played the role of जो COVID warriors जिन्हें कहते हैं क्योंकि अगर हम सोचे 2 साल बिना पढ़ाई के तो it would have I mean if it is possible so I think it has been possible because of the persistence and the never ending learning जो एक spirit है teachers की उनकी वजह से.
Absolutely. They have gone a very long. They have actually now what I can say, because with a lot of empathy and patience, they have connected with the children once again, and that emotional turmoil which the children have gone through because of the death of a loved one or because of some financial losses. The families have gone through a lot of financial losses. The teachers have worked very hard, not only physically but emotionally also. They have connected with the children. So the teachers have risen like a phoenix every time whenever such pandemic or such problems arises.
Right.
Yeah.
Ma'am, the other thing I wanted to ask that the last 18-month absence from school system and online classes have brought different dynamics in teaching. So how teachers in school will cope up with this?
Yeah, definitely. You may say 18 months the children were not coming physically to school, but City Montessori School, as a school, the teachers of our school were absolutely connected right from day one. I think maybe just around 3 or 4 days they took to switch over digitally, and they started connecting with the children, and they have spent day and night to upgrade their skills digitally, technically, and connect. And so we ran the school just like a normal school. It was just that the physical distance was there. Otherwise, the children were in our hearts, and the teachers, they really worked hard to upgrade the technical skills, and they connected to the children so well. So education, ends when learning, ends. And teachers have constantly been on a learning journey. So teachers have also learned so much in this journey, and they have given more than what we even dreamt of now to the children. So I'm sure the children did not have that loss when they were at home, when they were during the pandemic, they were at home. They actually did not have that loss, and the journey of education continued.
Absolutely. I think, as very rightly said, Jayshree ma'am, that's what I was saying in the beginning of our conversation, that this would have not been possible अगर teachers का जो एक never ending जो एक learning spirit है वो नहीं होता.
Yes, बिल्कुल. टीचर्स हमारे बिल्कुल ऐसे वॉरियर्स है जो जिनके लिए कोई भी शब्द नहीं है हमें धन्यवाद देने के लिए, क्योंकि टीचर्स ने जो सैक्रिफाइस किया, उनके खुद के फैमिली कंडीशंस, चैलेंज, खुद हमारे टीचर्स कोविड थे, उसके बावजूद भी टीचर्स ने बच्चों को कोई नुकसान नहीं पहुंचाया, and that is the greatest service. That is why teaching is the noblest, profession in the world, and I think we have all proved that now.
Yeah, absolutely. Ma'am, there are genuine fears about COVID third wave. So if I talk about, like, if I talk about schools, so how are schools going to address it?
Yeah. So see, COVID is it is something that even the government has said. Even the whole world knows that this is something which when it will end, there will be many waves coming, but it is us to fight that with all the three precautionary measures which the government said, and so we don't fear any third wave or fourth wave or fifth wave. I think we are all prepared for it, and everybody has faced the challenge. The government has helped us in vaccination. I'm so proud to share that yesterday on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti, City Montessori School has come up with a beautiful video where they have showcased and encouraged vaccination, and that's a beautiful video which our children and our management has participated, and it's all over the social media now. So I'm sure that with vaccination and with all the precautionary measures which our parents have been made aware, our children have been made aware, they are all, we will not fear any more waves. The waves may come and go, but we are strong enough to fight everything. So the attitude to COVID is going to be more lasting than COVID itself. We are going to have a very positive attitude, and that is what we are teaching our children, that a positive attitude is a must. There will be no fear of any such pandemics.
Absolutely, absolutely, Jayshree, ma'am. Ma'am, students now want easy ways of online learning, online classes and peer group. So, sports, extracurricular activities, or maybe, fun at school or something. How would these be addressed?
Yeah. So see, children, uh, even parents have realized that children, when they were remaining back at home, they have, lost touch with all these extracurricular activities, and it has always been just the mobile or the TV or the gadgets in their hands. But now it is the time, really, we need to focus on their strengths. We need to counsel the children and talk to them, motivate them, communicate with them, and tell them to focus on their strengths, and also to encourage the child to be, try out a sport. We have to encourage them to try out a sport, or even, so that they can this thing withstand the pressure, the stress. And even during the online mode, we had so many sporting activities which was so interesting, and the children really participated, and in that competitive spirit, it was so good to see the children coming back on all these things. And team spirit, team sports, that builds more social skills. So they can also we can provide them mentoring opportunities on these participating in extracurricular activities. And also, the talents we've had throughout the year, we have had many activities, more than what we used to have physically. There were so many talent competitions. We did not leave any occasion, to celebrate. And celebrating online, the children, they were at homes, but at homes they danced, they sung, and such beautiful programs were weaved. And I'm sure the children have not lost their talents, and they have come back, and we have got the opportunity to hone their skills and motivate them and mentor them more.
Absolutely, Jayshree, ma'am. Ma'am, the communication of class and school with students have to be re-established.
Yeah.
So, if I talk about this, so how and what steps are we, planning to take?
Yeah. So, first of all, as a principal of a school, first thing for me, the challenge was to create a safe environment in the school to bring back the children, and to create that confidence in the parents and the children to come back to school in a safe environment. And then we are in the school also, we are motivating the students to initiate and engage in conversation. We have, the first day of the first period of the day, we have at least 10 minutes, a starter program, a starter, activity, conversation, group discussion, something like this, where the children, because the children have now become very shy to speak. They have gone into that, they've withdrawn themselves, and they have gone into shy mode. So now the children have come back to school. They're happy to see their teachers face to face. They are happy to see their friends, and then we throw questions to them. The teachers are engaged in such wonderful conversation, and then we are also trying to motivate the the children to actively listen. They have even in the online mode, the videos were off, and children were distracted with a lot of things. So now inside the classroom, to enable them to, because listening is a very important skill for the children, right? So that is one thing. More teamwork. We have a lot of activities, groups which has been formed, and CMS as a whole, we have gone through a vision exercise. We have made we recently had a conference, Vision 2025. Just like the government has a 5-year planning, CMS has also gone into a 5-year planning. So we want to see where CMS will reach in 2025. And now that is just not, CMS is already in the Guinness Book of Records for their numbers. So it is just not the numbers. It's also the, pedagogy, the curriculum. We have reimagined the curriculum. We are reimagining the curriculum. We are bringing a lot of changes in the curriculum and in the teaching, learning pedagogies, so that we have to prepare the children for as future ready learners. So now they are to be prepared for life. So as I said, this Vision 2025 has given us, we had almost a 6 months brainstorming session, and we have already implementing that. And in that, there is a plan called the Campus Improvement Plan, CIP, which again, every campus has specifically made plans. Where are we now? Where are we to reach? Where are we supposed to reach? And activities and strategies have been planned and implemented for that. So that way, I think we have already started the journey to take our children far ahead in the future. Right. And, I can say, to sum up, to be able to have healthy exchanges, creating a healthy environment is a must. So they must feel safe, confident, and motivated. So they take up all these challenges very bravely.
I think students and parents who are watching us, they can now make out that the CMS thinks, out of the box to deliver the best.
Yeah.
That's very, very important. Like, on this platform, when you are talking about the planning and the vision, CMS keeps in its mind. So I think that it becomes, the student should feel proud being being the student of City Montessori School.
Yes, of course. Our children are really blessed. We are very blessed to have a very, motivating and very encouraging management who is always thinking for the benefit and the welfare of the children. And as you said, they are very far-sighted, and they are looking, all kind of avenues for the children to brighten their future. And we all feel very proud to be a part of such a school which is visioning, and we are, looking forward for the children to have a very bright future.
Ma'am, these 18 months were like, as you said, that yes, virtually students were participating in the dance or something. But to reignite this passion, once students are now back to school. So, what kind of special efforts are being taken care, if I talk about?
Yeah. So basically, it is first of all that we should be building that relationship in these trying times. Children are emotionally, very affected. So building that relationship so that that bonding between the teachers and the children and the school and the parent, the stakeholders, that is the first and the foremost thing which I feel we are trying to strengthen it. And then when once that bonding strengthens, the trust, the mutual trust also increases. And we as a school, try all our best, all the best and all the possibilities to give that environment to the children so that they are, confident and they are able to, come back to that normal situation. So definitely, if it is whether it's in academics, whether it's in co-curricular activities, where the board exams are concerned, the children are being given lot of counseling and mentoring, and especially the career counselors are doing a wonderful job by helping the children to not become very sad because the pandemic has occurred and they will not be able to go abroad. All the opportunities are open still. So the career counselors and the psychological counselors are all doing a wonderful job by strengthening this relationship between the school and the children.
Ma'am, I would like here to please, talk about the psychological counselor, because as we mentioned, and as I've been also in conversation with a lot of students, where they're still in that pain of grief, and they're still in that, that negativity, and so here, bringing that and actually giving them motivation. How is psychological counselor? How are psychological counselor actually dealing with this?
Yes, I have two psychological counselors in my campus, and they are doing a great job. They have been conducting many wellness programs for the students, for the parents. Recently, we had a wellness program for the pre-primary mothers. So because pre-primary mothers, they deal these small kids, and it has been a tough time. The Montessori child who took the admission last year did not even see the school even once, could not even come to the school even once to see who is the teacher, or the physical, thing was absolutely not shown to the child. So those mothers were absolutely very, very affected as to how to give that child that school environment, because that digital Zoom platform or the Google Meet platform was just like a television for the child to just play around and not to understand the seriousness of the school environment. So those such parents, and then the whole year they did Montessori, and they have been promoted to the next class, and now comes the nursery where the challenges are bigger. Here the parents, I would say that they have realized that school, they have just come in, even before the government gave any geo, they came to plead, please open the school, please reopen the school, we trust you and we want our children to be back, we are now enough, we cannot handle them at home anymore. So we recently had a pre-primary mothers, the wellness program, and there was a very candid discussion, conversation which went through, and they really felt so happy. The psychological counselors had a beautiful presentation to give them, show them and motivate them, encourage them, and tell them, give them some tips, advices as to how to deal with such situations in the school. So that was a real good program. And we had wellness program for the senior class children, for the girls. We had many very renowned doctors and psychologists and motivational speakers who gave we had a lot of programs, online programs, which was shown to the children. So I'm sure that we were in their minds always. We were not physically maybe in contact with them, but we were always brainwashing their minds and counseling their minds and not allowing them to go to that kind of a problem. And as I already said, that emotional well-being of every student was our priority, is our priority. So the counselors organized, as I said, wellness programs, workshops for the staff. Even the staff also went through. It's very unfortunate that we lost three of our very, very precious gems of the school, our teachers, who we lost them due to COVID. And that was a big loss which can never be replaced. But then the life is a journey. It must move on. We still remember them in our hearts, and I'm sure they are blessing our children and the school from the heaven. But all these challenges which came even in the lives of our staff, it really caused a lot of turmoil in their lives also. So there were wellness programs for the staff even. So the psychological counselors took up wellness programs. They, showed, because your thought process is something which can be, actually it can go negative very soon, but bringing it into a positive thought process is actually a challenge. And I'm thankful to my psychological counselors who really did a great job. And so we are all the same, enthusiastic, positive, achieving, and we have achieved, like, as compared to the previous years. I think the last 1.5 years, 2 years has been achievements for our campus. We had 3 national toppers in ISC,
Wow.
scoring 97.5%. We had 1 national topper in the ICSE, class 10, scoring 99.4. And we had so many 90 percenters, and even achievements in sports, achievements in other international competitions. So I can go on and on the whole day talking about that. And I'm so proud of it. And that would not have been possible if the teachers would not have stood strongly and, faced these competitions. It would have not been possible at all. Yeah.
Right. Right. Jayshree ma'am, whenever I do a talk show, I always praise and I always mention the efforts of teachers. And I, in fact, make sure that, I ask the principal, in fact, that what is your message to the entire teachers community? Because in these 18 months, I mean, not just these 18 months, I think Hamesha say that teachers have played that role where they are not only managing their home, but keeping the things intact when it comes to the deliverance of the classes, teaching, creativity, learning themselves new things, and then providing it to the students. So your message, Jayshree ma'am, to all the teachers.
Yeah. So teachers, you are the best, first of all. You are the best. You are the, gem in the crown of everybody's life. You are making lives of children. So you are the best. And do not, and you always have that spirit of fighting back. And I'm sure not a single teacher in this world actually sat back saying that, oh, we have lost this, war, and we can't do anything. That is why teaching is called the noblest profession in this world. And you have proved it in this pandemic that this is the most noblest profession, and you've all fought back. So my mantra to the teacher is to work together like a team. Each one of us individually cannot do anything much, but if we are as a team, if the teamwork will, take you places. Develop empathy, develop empathy, and, walk hand in hand with your children, and even to all the principals. Like I proudly say that my team has been the best, and they have always, walked hand in hand with me whenever the challenges were thrown to us, when we had to make, हर बार हम लोग के सामने अलग अलग मुश्किलें थे, अलग अलग स्ट्रैटेजीज बनाना था, अलग अलग प्लान्स बनाने थे. हर बार मेरे जो मिडिल लेवल लीडर्स, मेरे इंचार्जेस, मेरे टीचर्स, रात को 12 बजे भी अगर हम टीचर को एक मैसेज व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू भेज देते थे कि ये होना है, और वो हुआ है. और उसके लिए मैं इस प्लेटफॉर्म से मैं अपने स्टाफ, मेरे स्टाफ मेंबर्स को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देती हूँ. एंड द टीम only helped me to surge ahead in this, difficult times. And I'm so proud to be a principal today because of my team and my staff.
So, Jayshree ma'am, before I conclude our conversation, I think that we have got lots and lots to talk. But before I conclude, your message to everybody who is watching us right now, and especially for your students.
Yeah. So students, you are also Corona warriors, because I think in the history, your this phase, this 1.5 years or 2 years of pandemic, it has been written in red letter, because you have faced all the, unpredictable and uncertain times, and the way you've all fought back and you're all back to us with us, it's you have all made history. So never give up. Tough times don't last, tough people do. So stay strong and stay safe.
Thank you so much, Jayshree ma'am, for being a part of my conversation today and giving me your time and coming live with me. And thank you, everybody who watched us.
Thank you, Prerna. Thank you, Prerna, that you made me, speak my heart out, what I was feeling and what I was going through. So thank you for giving me an opportunity. And I pray to the Almighty that all these tough times will end, and we have all already succeeded in facing these challenges, and we have come back very strongly. And always God is there with us to help us out to fight out all these things. So all of you stay safe, and wish you all a happy, good evening. And thank you, Prerna, for this opportunity.
Thank you.